back in flow for the month of July as well. That is not locked down yet, so do not go and say, how's it going to be a full month? That is what we're trying to get done. Until it's official, we do not know that that's going to work yet. Because it does involve rescheduling a lot of the other groups that have already been put in there, like ping pong and ceramics, and not eliminating that time, just moving things again, because some of those overlap with what we do out here. So we want to make sure that everybody gets their chance to use the facilities the way they're used to using them. So there you go. There's your July spiel. Also, to piggyback off of what Vaughn is doing, I am going to start offering 1 to 2 intermediate hikes a month. So I know Fawn keeps her hikes at a nice, easier level, usually, not too rough.
That was just to begin with, to get us all familiar with, and then
Okay.
she's going to bump it up.
We'll see. I've seen your hike group. I'm not sure that you're going to keep your hike group if you bump it up too much. Yes, you can. But I've seen the whole hike group. Anyways, yeah. I will be offering an intermediate hike 1 to 2 a month. Probably mid to end of July will be the first one. Okay. So that's coming up too. All right. Good. Let's get going with stretch. And ear to shoulder. And by my intermediate is probably your extreme, black diamond difficult. So just remember that. That's my intermediate.
You're not moving any of your classes to 8 a.m. or so, are you?
I'm going to move most of them to 6 a.m.
Right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See, we separate the hardcore from the not hardcore. Left or right?
6 a.m. in bed, a strenuous hike.
So, Todd, why couldn't the meat cutter develop his stand-up comedy routine?
Up and down. Why's that, Marty?
Well, because,
Morning, Bruce.
every time he told a joke, he just never could cut it. And the stakes were not too high.
Good. Wrists, hands out. Bend back, in, bend down, back and forth.
Valerie told him that.
Are you paying me for it? Because I will not tell that joke again.
Yeah, I know.
It stopped with me, but maybe one of these lovely people will carry that one on. Arms in, make fists, wrist circles. Anybody else love to be out here, especially hear all the birds chirping? It makes me very happy. And the water from the water feature and the sunshine coming through.
I don't know if you bird up on the peak of my garage when I came back from my walk this morning, and he had the biggest voice.
Oh, really?
Singing you a song. I felt very welcomed back to my house. Yes.
Palms up, scoop towards the face. Barney and Rhonda, you guys apparently having a heart attack. In stretch class while doing one. Oh yes, Sandy, I don't see you out there. Are you? No, you're not, Sandy. Good.
I'm not having a heart attack.
Carol's not. Me, Rhonda, Barney, and you.
I was having my heart attack earlier when I signed on. You're right.
But is this what's funny? Is nobody canceled class today. There was 9, including waitlist, and we only have 7 again. This is what I'm talking about, guys. That's why I also call high-low, reach behind.
You call people?
This is why I had Savannah call the waitlisters of 1, because I could have taken 9 regardless. It's a nice day out, and you can stretch out. But 2 is people are starting to do that schedule not shopping again. I think I've had 6 this week.
Oh, wow. It's not good. No, I got an email. She didn't call, but I got the call.
You probably didn't answer.
I
Up and over.
didn't, unless it was my house phone, which I don't ever
That's the number you gave them.
No, I gave them my cell number. She probably did.
Switch side. She didn't want to talk to you?
She probably did.
I don't. You're not that innocent.
Got it. I'm digging myself in deeper and deeper.
You're nowhere near dating in deep yet. Don't worry about that. And big circle.
Oh!
Karma. Well, I don't know if she's stretching with this, but Lori will find this amusing. I was a little grocery bear last night making dinner.
Uh-oh.
And I put some chicken breast on the grill, for dinner and all that. Father-in-law was over, and it came down and started serving up. And I realized I made 5, and there was 6 of them.
Oh no! Oh no!
Karma,
You didn't get it.
Karma will get you. Karma got me. Let's twist shoulders over hips. So I can't see anything.
I was gonna say, I hope you stepped up and said, okay, I don't get it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Did you hear about that new restaurant in Parma that opened up in town? Yeah, I went to it. It was a really nice place, great ambiance, good service. But
Hands on hips.
there's no menu. Because when you go to that place, you just get what you deserve.
And switch. Knees. So at the Kia game last night, we won 17-3 or 4 or something. Switch directions, and I look over, and there's Chris. Rich.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he sees me, comes walking over. I thought he'd come down for whatever reason. Maybe I said something. He came down to see Keegan. I was like, yeah, team wasn't very good, huh? And he's like, oh yeah, so and such is his wife's nephew. So it's on the team. I was like, oh, that's good to hear for him. Toe down, ankle circle. Apparently, he's actually not on that team though. They needed a player, so he came out of that team. So that was good. Switch directions. And switch feet. Yeah, I saw the ladies in the dog who gave that this morning. England and Nancy. Switch. I did. Saw you being pulled along.
What's hard to discipline a dog when it's not yours?
Her new ultrasonic color thing's not working.
We should get up on that.
Oh, okay. Just tell me all about it. And grab your strap. Just outside of shoulder width. Not too wide, but definitely outside of shoulder width. And then we're going to take those arms from our waist up, pull back. And then
That's not very far.
what's not very far? You missed?
Back. Oh, me.
This right here?
Yeah, no,
It's not
I
very
can't
far.
even watch that.
I can go farther.
I don't even want to watch that. You can do backward.
Go bend down.
Oh.
And you gotta bring it back straight. Come on. Just right.
Oh, my Lord.
You don't have to bring it back. You go back to what your shoulder lets you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's in there. And back forward.
Wider. Is it easier? It's easier to get back there. Maybe someday.
So I want to remind you guys, just because somebody can do it doesn't mean you could or should.
Right.
And cheating it doesn't count either. So if I start to do this and I go to get it through because I say I do it and they're like that's not doing it. And it's not, you actually just missed the stretch then. So you want to go into those nice low shoulders where it works and back through. Then we're going to take it back to that tension spot and back forward. Now what I want you to do is grab in about 6 more inches. So now we're right on the shoulder width spot. We're going to go back up again. And that's when you really let me know if you can do it or not. Back to tension. Pull the elbows down. Back up and forward. Tension. Pull down while you're also pulling back and forward. You know, you meet cool people without realizing you're meeting cool people. I was chatting it up with one of the moms of the new boy on our team this year, Brendan Stevenson. And we were chatting, and it came up to talk about my older boy who was actually playing football on the field right next to the game. And I said, oh yeah, he's a football and track player. She goes, oh, what does he do? He does shot put and discus. He goes, oh, I did that for the University of Washington. Oh. And I went, that's pretty awesome. And guess where she's from? Montana. And it was until this year she held the state high school record. Just got broken this year.
Wow.
And she graduated UW in 88, so you figure she was an 84, 83, 84 grad.
And she had a state champion? Or
State record.
Wow.
So state champion, state record. Good. We're going to take that strap and bring it back and let it go. And then we're going to re-grab at the low back. And we're going to pull down.
My sister-in-law played soccer at PLU in the early 80s, and she was a 4-time All-American. She went into the PLU Hall of Fame for her first year of eligibility. Wow. Yeah.
You need to brag to Eli when you see him.
Okay.
So Eli's the young reporter that works here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays,
Yeah.
and he plays for PLU. He's a soccer player for PLU.
Well, he was upper.
And he was Puyallup High School, and they won the state championship when he played for them.
I didn't get to watch her play at that age. She and my brother, she was down till that when we got married, and she was playing this interference game indoors. And she was the highest scoring, I think, kid in the country, male or female in high school. Wow.
Hold that hand up and tuck that
But
shoulder blade under.
some guy didn't know who she was and was at the lady and kind of antagonizing her, and she thought she was like, she didn't show her skills that crazy, just fun. She came to the sideline and goes, watch this, I'm mad now. She went up to him and knocked him over. Big and powerful.
Bring that hand up, and then we're going to do Carol's Fantasy.
Oh, and now you girls are all going to think about it too. Oh, yes, you already have. You just wouldn't admit it. You're right about that, Carol.
Release.
Watch out.
Exercise. Grab low. Start with the pull down.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Alexis.
Bye, Alexis.
Are you off to get everybody coffees already? guys want?
5-shot venti americano.
You guys know about the event tomorrow, right? Anthem Coffee will be here in the morning serving
Americano with heavy cream and 2 stevia.
That's sweet.
heavy cream. Take that.
We have 5 shots.
I guess, yeah.
I'm sorry.
And
Excuse me.
oh no, you are not guilty because
Not yet.
you're one of this group, so I'm
Okay.
used to it.
Guilty of what?
Do you know what she means by that, Duncan?
Interrupting the stretch is what she's saying, right?
Talking over.
He's been all over on a road trip, but there's a resident named Duncan who's one of my faves. But Duncan is famous for not showing up to class on time. And I don't mean like 1 or 2 minutes. I mean like 20 minutes late class.
Whoa. I never do that.
And then, but he's also Mr. Front and Center, so he'll show up to class and then he just goes right to the center of the class. In front of everybody.
He doesn't realize it.
Yeah. But so if Carol comes like 1 minute late, I've nicknamed her Duncan. So hand up, pump that up and down.
Interrupting is one of those knock-knock jokes you never tell a child.
Okay.
You know that joke?
No.
It's called knock-knock,
Who's there?
interrupting cow.
Intern.
Moo!
Okay, that's funny.
You never tell a child.
Release that strap down low, grab at the low back with 2 hands.
That's a good one.
Pull those shoulder blades back and punch them down. Then pull the hands over. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Julie came in this morning to tell me her sadness.
About,
They canceled their trip.
I know. Yeah, they kind of gave you the heads up.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said that. It's like I heard just how'd you get here?
There are no secrets in trilogy. Where is she going?
She was going on a trip to Ireland
Oh.
in August. But they had a 60-day window. It should have been fine in August, but since it's not within the window to get the refund and all that stuff, so they got to cancel the trip. Let's push those hips back behind us. Lift them up and over.
Window for what?
To get a refund. So it was too much closer than that to the trip. We'd like to cancel.
But I thought the company canceled it.
Yes, because they had to have the 60-day window.
Oh.
You know, because with hotels and all that stuff to get their money back, they would have had to refund people if stuff wasn't open, and they wouldn't have gotten deposits they made to other areas.
Oh.
Good. Bring it forward. We're done with this strap. They're not whips, they're straps. For you sound effects. Good. Let's bring those feet down. Past the shoulders. Turn. Left foot. Push hips slightly back. Lean towards the left. And trace that arm down your leg as far as it'll go. Take the right hand and lift it up towards the ceiling. Ah. Gosh, with the sound of the birds, I can just leave this stretcher all day. We can just keep holding forever.
But then the
Right,
other
Sam?
side won't think that's fair.
But it doesn't even know what's going on. Bring those hips back underneath you. Sit yourself upright. Turn that foot back in. And turn the other one out. Hips a little bit behind. Lean. Slide down.
down as far as you can. Your flexibility will change the level of how far down you go. Then open up that arm towards the ceiling. Well, Pete just sent me a picture from San Antonio from his work. He had to go into the utility room where there was a hand-sized tarantula just chilling there.
Lovely.
Bring those hips back underneath and that foot back in. And then we're going to push those hips back behind, reach those hands down towards the ground. I told him, had that been in my house, I would have already been on the phone with the insurance company that didn't know my house had burned down.
And then wonder why the sledgehammer hole was in the wall.
Oh no, I wouldn't have gotten that close.
Oh.
That's the second time this morning.
Really?
Well, this is my second class.
Somebody saw a tarantula.
Hips forward.
Usually shut it up and it's close.
Walk those feet back in. Let's grab our chair.
My eyes are watering.
So we're going to take this down to our side, back of the chair, but sideways to our hip. And you want to be just out of reach of the chair. You want to grab a drink of water, by the way. You always do that good stuff. And you want to be just out of reach. Yep. And then you're going to take the outside leg, step over the inside leg, and now you should be right there. And you can use that for balance and support, but we're going to push those hips back behind us one more time. And it's really about pushing backwards. Not how far you bend over, but how far back you can push those hips. Bring those back underneath it, all the way till you're nice and straight, and then you're going to lean your body weight onto the arm, and then you're going to sink your hip towards the chair. That body weight now transitions to that hip. Again, must be straight to feel this. If you're going to feel it, if you let your butt stick back, good luck, because you're not going to feel it. It's just not. Every class you argue it, just take it. It's just saying, calm down. You are out of control today. You remember the timeout corner?
I thought it was right here.
Yeah, let's go hang out. Let's look way comfy. I'll go with you. Bring the hip back away. And then we take our free hand. Then we're going to pick up our back foot and grab a hold of our shin, our shoe, preferably the shin, but if you're not flexible enough yet to get there, then grab what you can. Pull that heel up to your hip. Ooh, that was tight. So, I kind of heard you, but I didn't get the whole story. Did you have fun horseback riding? So much?
It was so much fun.
Good.
Yes. And I was surprised I wasn't even sore the next day. Yeah, it would be.
When you're super fit like
Well, there you go. That's what I was thinking too. Did you go with a group? Yeah, there were 6 of us that went. I organized a group for our new neighbors. I have like 6 of them across the street from me. Wow. So.
Oh, the new homes are
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So.
We're going to release the foot. We're going to round at the front above the knee. Again, grab a hold of the shin now. And we're going to sit back into our hips one more time. Try to stick your butt out. Yeah, we don't want to tuck the hips under. We want to sit way back into that cross leg. Can I tell a funny story about my session with Dave yesterday?
Sure.
Because you know how you already kind of gave me the 411 about the shoulder.
Uh-huh.
I says, hey, how you doing? You working on your shoulder? He's like, yeah, it's good. Because even before you got in, I was doing it. It's like, it's gone. And I said, that's great. That's what we wanted. Right? Yeah. I said, let me check. First time. Oh, what? Oh, how did you find that? I was running right there. And then the next, looks like there's still a couple hot spots there. We can take care of those, for a bit and work on them. That's all I say.
Totally different story than the one I heard. Todd is great. He worked on my shoulder, nuts and knots.
I did. But coming off the fact that he didn't relax that foot down, let's take that chair and throw it to your knee from now to on the other side. Just out of reach. Step the outside leg over. You should have a hand there for balance. Push those hips back.
What really helped my shoulder that you gave me was your lacrosse ball.
Yeah, he has one of those. That's what he's supposed to be using.
Ah,
Even while he watches TV, I said. Didn't have to be any new time allocated.
What's he supposed to do?
You're rolling out his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
But if you guys all did your homework, you all straight A students.
Instead of a remedial class.
Not that bad at all. Push those hips back, forward, leaning onto that chair, body weight, hips tap underneath, sink that hip joint down. But it's funny though, because it's very receptive to the work and it does feel better. So you would think wouldn't you want to do this?
Well, and I'm interested, but when I don't do anything. You know where to push.
Yeah. On the very first touch, just where they close. He's like, ooh. You missed that one?
Maybe
I was rubbing on my shoulder like a dog.
maybe you can imagine my courage.
That'd be hilarious. If he came home with drum lines and arrows, maybe a smiley face, a frowny face. Push those hips back. Just reach down. Grab that leg from behind. Oh. Which entrance did you take on your hike?
The one right by the highway.
They're both on the highway. So which one?
I didn't know where to choose. It's pretty straight up.
Do you know that? Was it zigzaggy straight up? Lots of cutbacks.
Not at first.
So there's the
We went just past Mile Half Post 64 and turned around. Parked on the road.
I don't know. Were you right by Buck Creek?
Yes.
Okay, so that's entrance I took.
What?
That's the one I took out.
Okay.
So you go for a ways, and the river's
Right.
kind of down on your right, and then you completely leave it. And then you go a bunch of switchbacks all the way up, and then you get to the burnt forest.
Yeah.
And then you go through the burnt forest to get to your view.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that feel?
I felt very comfortable.
Good, you should. Bring that leg around. But it's not very steep.
No, and that's what we said. And I didn't say anything to Nancy. I didn't want to say the payout up there is okay. I mean, the view is fantastic. It's like, we like walk along the river, get to a waterfall, get to something.
Oh, good job. Good hike.
Yeah. And my watch buzzes, when I get into, fat burning zone and then cardio zone and then peak. I'm like, oh, okay. I heard you had a good time at the Greenland Fair. It wasn't as nasty as the weather was here.
Oh, it was wonderful. We didn't have
Bring
to
that
do
hip
it all.
forward,
Really
good.
lucked
We're
out.
gonna flip our chair around now,
Yeah.
so the seat faces. You're done box jumps, right? We're gonna take one foot, whatever foot you want to start on, but you're gonna bring that up onto the chair, toe in the air. Good. From here, make sure that hip's turned in to face it, and it's not turning itself away from your foot. So turn your hip in nice and squared up. Straighten up your spine. Tilt those hips back. You know your hips are tilted, and when that foot pulls back and starts pointing up even harder. We tilt those hips back, and then and only then do we bring the chest forward. So we're pulling back with the hips and forward with our chest until that hamstring sings to you. Yeah, right? Yours is kind of like a punk thrash band right now,
It's
singing,
like-
right? Scream metal. Mine's just light folk music
Oh,
with like
no,
the
it's
lyrics.
not.
No, mine's scream metal too. I'm just having fun with it. Bring that hip back underneath you, and you can take your foot down if you'd like, but we're going to take the bottom foot and turn it. If you need to just take your foot down and put it back up again after you turn sideways. Same idea of gently tilting the hips slightly backwards. We break the hip joint down a little bit, and then right at the hip joint here, we're going to take our entire upper body, lean that joint towards the leg that's up in the chair. That should change the stretch down the inside of your thigh, groin, and adductor muscles. Good?
Mhm.
You had that girl
I did.
for a
There
second.
was a little scream there.
Scream back. Stop it! Tuck those hips back underneath you. Pull that foot off. Turn to face your chair one more time. And the same leg, this time we're just going to step up onto the chair. Reach forward, grab the back. Look down at the bottom leg and make sure you keep your heel out away from you. And once you've done that, drop down into this. So we just want to let that hip drop down. We're going to tuck our hips underneath us and then start to slowly straighten that leg that's on the ground out. So we have to keep those hips engaged up underneath us. Pretty much the opposite of what we were doing with our hips earlier where we were pushing them back. Now we're tucking them up and under. For some of you wondering how you tuck the hips, if you think about like Kegel exercises sometimes in that contraction of the low end there will usually trigger the idea of your hips tucking up and under. Not the same muscles, but the same kind of starting trigger area.
I thought Kegels were for girls.
We all have muscles down there. The anatomy's not that different. Plus, we also have a room full of girls. So that word usually works really well for them taking hips. Hips up, push them back. Your leg won't get straight, but you want to keep that weight forward. If you start to go back with the push back, you're going to lose the stretch. So that's why I hold on, I keep my chest over,
and push my hips back away. So it really gets tight in the back of that hamstring one more time. Good. Bring your hip back forward and step off of the chair. Keep your chin. I'm just turning to the left, stay in the camera. We're going to switch legs now. Going through the same series. Other leg up. Toe pointing to the chair. Hey, very good. Good job. You're still over there looking pretty. Straighten that back, tilt those hips, push that chest forward. Plus you're in the sunshine. I'm jealous right now. I know all of you, so it's not that big a deal, but like Savannah and Alexis started here during COVID. So they're kind of being weirded out about seeing residents' full faces now. They're like, I didn't know that. So-and-such has this huge mustache, and so-and-such. And they're kind of like, oh, yeah. Remember, keep that hip turned in. Keep that hip pushing back while the chest is sitting forward and that spine is nice and straight. Paul shaved. He was fully bearded, and then the mask came off and shaved off his beard. But that's how I met Paul, without a beard, so him growing. Good. Bring those hips back up underneath you. Open up the leg. Again, straight back. Tilt those hips slightly. Lean your torso.
What's the reason that you all of a sudden lose your balance?
There's multiple reasons. So you can have hearing issues that will cause issues with your balance. So if you feel like your hearing is starting to go down, you can lose your balance. A lot of it can be injury-based. Maybe you heard something and now you're moving differently. But what I have found with most of the residents here is you stop moving like you used to. You don't dance anymore. You don't play pickleball. You don't do things that challenge your body off of linear. So you always walk straight lines. You go walking all the time. You hike, you walk, you do all these things, even bike riding. That's super straight. What do you do left to right anymore? And if you have no left or right musculature and action anymore when you go to be on balance, you're not going to want to sport. So dance. You're good. When you get home, grab your man and you say, look, dance. That's what you should do. But that's what I do encourage. I don't want people, face diving out there, but pickleball is great for that. Dribble a basketball around your driveway. Do things that force you to move left and right, diagonals, and not just straight forward all the time. And your ankle action and strength will increase. Your knee and hip action will increase, which will allow you to have better balance again. Bring that hip back forward. Whoa. Take that leg off. Same leg, and we step up to that chair. Reach forward. Kick that heel out. Drop those hips down in. Tuck those hips. And start to straighten that leg while you tuck until you get deep into that hip flexor. field. I didn't do softball yesterday. We had to play softball Wednesday night in practice. Just a little bit, you know. Day 2. Swinging the bat. Oh yeah. Yep.
Put me in coach.
Oh, it's me and Eric and the other. When I finally met these people playing, it was probably more experienced football player and fairly decent shape for the group. But I say I don't want to think about this. I'll play where also eventually you can.
I just want to play.
Oh yeah, I just want to pick those hips up, push them back behind. By the way, if you think stretches go long because they stink and they're hard, that means you need to stretch that area more anyways. The guy's organizing, he's like, yeah, you definitely build into it, but you know, but you're fast and you can catch the ball too, so like, I don't know, can we use it? Because I don't want pitch. That's the only thing I don't want to do. I don't want to stand there, I don't want to softball and something and back down and throw it. I've been watching the leagues play at my son's tournaments because they'll be on different fields for adult, you know. And a lot of these pitchers wear lacrosse helmets, like full cage lacrosse helmets, because it's so dangerous to stand there and lob the ball. Push that hip back forward and step off your chair. Let's swing that chair around so you can have a seat. Good. So hopefully you can reach underneath one side of your chair. It doesn't matter which one you start on. I'm going to start by grabbing on my left, and then I'm going to point my right down as I lean away. And you need to have a straight back for this. Don't be sitting in your chair slouching all the way up, shoulders pin back, and lean until you pull that shoulder down tight. Take your free hand, come up over your head, and pull the ear down. Take the pressure off. Turn your head to face the arm that was up. Again, lean. Grab the back of the head this time and pull the chin down towards the shoulder. Again, always check that posture. Make sure you didn't start slouching. We'll take away the full effect of the stretch. If you do, okay. Good. Let's bring our head back up to center. Let go of what hand you were using. Re-grab on the opposite side. Lean till you build that tension through the shoulder. Hand up overhead. And pull it down. Bring that head back up. Turn away. Lean. Back of the head. Pull that chin down. Place your head back to center. Both hands on the bottom. Lean forward again to pull those shoulders down. Lift that chin up and out. Just pull your shoulders back on. You're sitting like this. That's why it seems long. Shoulders back, chest up. Relax back down, sit back. We're going to cross ankle over knee. Sit up tall, straighten that back, and pull the chest through the opening. Like every time, no, I think gone. Just leave my head every time. Yeah, but leave my head every time. Why? Should be easy to remember. I've not done any word association with it, that's fine.
Oh, forward.
Thank you. You know how many people behind the scenes I have to teach period, same period? Beer get with Bridget, beer get. I get a beer. Because that's how she taught me.
That's how she
Beer
taught me.
get.
And so many people like, uncertain.
Sit back, turn to face the knee, hold the knee up into the chest.
Oh, that day?
Yeah.
It's such a common Danish name, you know, it's like every other person is named.
Oh, really?
Well, that's like the weird names in Ireland. Like, we think they're weird, and they're very common over there.
Yeah. The guy who bought my house, his name is Elga. Elga Peterson business. Elga, interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That's a common name too. Yeah.
I haven't designed class. No idea.
That's right. You see,
But
should.
a lot of Americans, they say,
I live
oh,
there.
your name is
Uncross
here.
the leg, let's switch sides.
Like it's so funny, you know? Yeah, like,
Well, let's take Mark and Lynn, Yoda chick. And everybody's like, Iota, it's Yoda chick. No, it's Yoda chick. Why do I know? Because they told me it's like Star Wars, Yoda, and Che from South America.
Yeah.
Yoda chick. Oh, I'll never forget that.
but if you put it in your head how it's spelled, you come up with the iota.
Look at my own daughter.
Well, and how many names has she been called?
27.
Yeah.
And that's just mispronouncing her name. That's not all the other names, like, you know,
What?
Brat.
No.
Turn.
Like when she was in the tournament, and then they tried to do her last name and couldn't even get that.
Isla Daniels. Turn to face that knee, scoop it up. Me too, yeah. Mwah, good knee. Mwah.
Nose.
yeah.
Let's just core, right? So, if you're helping the equipment, you can use a row machine, you can use a buddy.
Okay.
You can just grab some kettlebells, you can grab a bench. But other than that, let's just grab it and set it down. And I'm going to sneak off for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Not my hand. So we don't sneak off, everybody will be like, say, hey, bring it, do it. Shh, shh, shh.
So, kettlebell bench, right, you know, but,
Yeah.
okay.
Pass the dumbbells.
I think that's
Up to that 50, 5, 10, 50.
it.
Good, release that. Oh my god.
When is that going to be especially big?
Chris is the, I know. Love that.
Yeah, so,
Let's place those feet out wide.
I think it's something that I know.
Strike like a cool, like model pose.
There's a bunch of people.
Lean away from one leg, putting that weight on that forearm. Take the other arm, slap it to the inside of the leg there, and post it out straight. Get it locked out. Even if you have to push your whole body away farther, get that arm locked out straight. Then using that, sit forward and drop your shoulder through until you intensify the stretch on the inside of the thighs. What is one? Congratulations, buddy.
I know, I can't think of it. Yeah.
I don't know.
She's just a few houses.
I think it's that's the American Good, bring that out. Reestablish your forearm. Opposite leg now. Push the leg away, push the body weight to the arm straight. Bring your weight forward and drop that shoulder through. Apparently it's a line dancing class.
Seriously? I didn't
Yeah,
hear about that.
I was gonna say, you would have been there.
I would have been in a minute. You bet. Tell me about it.
So going the upper body is perfect. Lower body, you wanting to push your knee past your foot. You don't want your foot way out away from your knee because we're trying to open like this. So I do want to be wide, but then see how my knee starts to push past my foot. I'm gonna have a hard time. I'll never feel it here because I'm turning my leg in away from that muscle. I'm trying to open inside of my foot. That feel different? Which is also really weird if they're going to flow because that's. Pull up, maybe? But no, because they would have already had to dry it out. So
That's no water.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at Linden Village.
It'll go up fast, but they have to dry that
Yeah.
move off, and that takes another hour or so. So we're going to relax there. It's been a long time since we did Barney's favorite. So let's do that one. Down towards the bottom and reach underneath your chair if you can. And bring yourself back up. Let's go ahead and stand back up. You can go do that. You don't think my class is fun? I don't need that. Wow. You're good fun, but we're not going to go have fun.
Must have been by invitation.
Scoot down and up, breathing in. Push that air out. Rotate to the left. Push that air out. Open to the right. Push that air out. Open up over. Exhale all the way out to the floor again. Breathe up and in. Fill that chest with air. Exhale out. Inhale up. Over one last time. And breathe it out. That was kind of fast cool down, guys. We spent a lot of time on this stuff today. I hope you feel loose. I hope you feel stretched. I hope you go line dance and apparently instead of taking intermediate. You guys have a great Friday. It's a beautiful day here. I hope you